Hello and welcome to another segment of the Fitness Whisperer. Thanks for joining me. So today's going to be another fairly quick video, kind of short. I received the email a few days ago from a viewer who was asking me about suggestions that I may have when it comes to addressing their foot issue. What they have is pain on the top of their foot. Whenever they're walking, they always feel like a sharp pain coming from the ankle area right up to the top of the foot. And they were asking me if I have any suggestions in helping that pain go away, because they've been suffering from this issue for the last few months. It's just been started off as a little pain and it gradually has gotten worse and worse. And this individual now is taking muscle relaxants just to ease the pain, not to get rid of it. So today we're gonna talk about what you can do for those of you out there who could kind of relate or is suffering from the same pain issue in the foot. Today I'm going to talk to you about different ways you can help, or you can go about dealing with that pain and eventually getting rid of it once and for all. Okay? So basically what that is, your gait or the way you're walking is not accurate as far as your posture is concerned, the way your foot's striking the ground when you walk. Your walking mechanics is a little bit out of whack. What that does is put a little bit more of a stress on either the right side of your body or the left side of your body. And ultimately, of course, as you walk, your foot's the first point of contact. So if one side of your body is absorbing a little bit more, or 70% of your body weight, and the other side is only supporting 30% of your body weight, that's exactly what's happening with the foot. So the easiest way to go about fixing that issue is when you're walking, and this is going to require some practice. So you might want to practice this a little bit at home, or practice it as you're walking to work, to the bus stop, to your car, as you're going through the mall, as you're walking. So the first thing you want to start to focus on is how far apart your feet are. So what you want to do is bring your feet in close and just try to walk one foot in front of the other with your feet relatively close. What that does is right away, it straightens up your posture and it helps to alleviate the weight distribution between the left side and the right side of your body. So first and foremost, start off by walking with your feet together. Second, what you want to do is, instead of taking a small stride, you want to take a little bit of an exaggerated stride. Now, you don't want to take a long step because that's going to look awkward, of course, and that's actually going to cause more damage than good. But take a little bit more of a step when you walk. So may it be about 1 inch or 2 inch further of a step when you walk. It's going to be a little bit weird for you to gauge, but just watch what your natural gait is when you're walking as far as the space between each steps, and just try to take an extra 2 inch more of a step. Okay? So what that does, now when you're walking, this is supposed to be the way the body moves when you're walking. Unfortunately, when most people walk, there's no bouncing. You're just going in a straight line, right? So legs together and try to take a little bit more of an exaggerated step when you walk. That also helps with the weight distribution when you walk, and it also helps, and it goes a long way with your posture as well. So feet together, take a little bit more of an exaggerated step when you walk. So take a little bit more of a gait step, number 2. And number 3, which is probably one of the most important parts, is this. When you're walking, what you want to do is, when you're pushing off, like when you walk, the natural flow of walking is this way. What happens is, for example, if this is the ground, when people walk, they're just striking the ground this way, and they're just coming up, right? And they're striking. What you want to try to do when you're walking is, when you're striking the ground and you're coming up, push off just a little bit with your toes, okay? Just by engaging your toes a little bit, what that does automatically is that it sends sensors to your lower lumbar and back, and it also sends sensors to your hip flexors as well. And that goes a long way in restabilizing your proprioceptors, your balancing sensors, and also helps to really focus on your posture as well. So really try to engage your toes. Now, you don't want to exaggerate it and really push off on your toes. I wouldn't recommend that you do that. Just as you're walking, just try to press a little bit off the toes to push off. And what you'll also find, even by pressing a little bit on your toes, is that it's going to propel you a little bit faster forward. And you're going to actually notice that you're walking a little bit faster, which is a good thing. So practice that, pushing off your toes a little bit. As you get used to that, try to really focus on pushing off the toes, okay? So step 1, start walking with your legs close together. Step 2, exaggerate your gait. So you want to take an extra inch or 2 inch longer of a stride as you're walking. And step 3, as you're walking, push off with the toes to propel yourself and to engage those sensors going up to your back and your lower and your hip flexors as well. Okay? So by practicing those 3 steps, and if you keep at it for a couple of months or forever, what you will notice is if you suffer from lower back pain, you're going to notice that your lower back pain is going to start to get better and alleviate. If you have knee and ankle issues, you're going to start to notice that your knees and your ankles are not going to be as sore as they used to be. And also, the top of your foot and around the lower part of your foot, if you notice a lot of pain there as well as you're walking, you're going to notice that significantly change as well, just by practicing those 3 steps, okay? Now, just like with everything else, it's the change or the pain is not going to go away overnight, but as you keep on practicing on these 3 steps that I just explained, you will definitely notice over a period of time, maybe a month, 2 or 3 months, all the discomfort and pain that you feel in those specific parts of your body is definitely going to alleviate and go away, and you won't be so dependent on muscle relaxants, okay? So that is it. Walking 101, practice those simple techniques in walking. I know it's kind of weird that I have to actually teach people or talk about walking, but walking is something that we do subconscious, and I mean, you kind of just go. A lot of people aren't walking properly, so it's important to kind of come back to the basics and really focus on your form when you're walking, especially for those, like I said, who have issues in the joints, the lower back and the foot. It will help you drastically, okay? So that is it. So once again, I'd like to thank everybody for sending me those emails. Keep sending them in. They are coming in quite a bit now, so give me about 2 weeks now to respond, and I will get back to you definitely. If you do want to contact me by email or on Twitter or on Instagram, the description box below, you'll see all my contact information. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button as well. Okay? All right. So thanks for watching, folks, and bye for now.